This might be a hot take, but the best thing to ever happen to a man is to grow up without a father. Because all that dads do is fuck up their sons in more ways than just one. Now, I never thought this was true before until I saw what happens to these kids when they turn into an adult. Because trust me, that shit will blow your mind. The other day I was cleaning the kitchen, minding my business, when I hear my phone ringing off the hook, right? And when I answer, I can believe what was going on because this one call changed my whole entire day. Because I hear, yo, Jackie, it's Junior. Do you remember me from high school? I go, oh my God, Junior, I haven't seen you in the past 10 years. What's up with you? Because, well, I'll explain everything to you when we go for lunch today. Are you free? Honestly, I didn't know if I should have said yes. Because the last time I saw Junior was a day I would never forget. It was the morning of the 11th grade. I'm at my locker putting away my books when Junior comes right next to me, opens up his, and I get that whiff of skunk I get every single morning. Okay, and Junior is this 160-pound, pale, redhead, freckled Jewish kid dressed in a Nike Tech sweatsuit with a giant JBL speaker hanging off his backpack, blasting a boogie. And he's like, yo, Jackie, 2-for-1 special on your blunts. Tell all your little Asian homies about it. Okay, I paid it no mind because this was just our morning routine. And everyone knew about the business that him and his friends ran after school, right? So I start walking to class thinking this would be a normal day, but it was far from it. As I go to English class, right, and Junior, he sits right down next to me. And normally I can ignore him, but not this day. Because he goes, yo, Jackie, you want to see some crazy shit I did with the gang after school? I go, sure, right? And normally he just shows me pictures of the illegal activities that he did with his friends, but this was different. Okay, because he gets up from his chair, lifts up his shirt in front of all the kids in our class, and goes, isn't this shit tough, fam? No one was impressed. We were staring at a giant tattoo of the OVO owl, okay? And the teacher, she wasn't too impressed either. She goes, Junior, stop interrupting the class. How many times do we have to say this? Sit down. But that was the worst thing she could have said. She goes, yo, bitch, what did you just call me? I told you my name ain't Junior anymore. It's Freckles. Get that shit in your mind or me and the gang are gonna pow on your ass. No one knew what to say. Okay, the teacher was a little taken aback. She goes, all right, class. Let's start on the presentations. Let's see the comic books about a story of your life. Okay, now I just want you to keep in mind that these are all supposed to be true stories of what happened to us. So one girl comes up about her teen pregnancy. The other one comes out about like his dad's in the Nazi, who was a Nazi. And then it was Junior's turn. Or say Freckles. And when he told his story, no one could believe it. He goes, all right, gang, my story's called Off the Streets. And he starts reading the first page. So when I was about 10 years old, my pops got into jail for the business I am in now, for these N-words ass. Girl. His very Jewish father got arrested for tax evasion. But we proceed. And then I started joining, the little business he ran, and one thing led to another. Now I'm making bank, having bands, fucking bitches, all because I sell a little bag and za out of the locker. So just remember, 2-for-1, hit me after class. But yeah, shit started going really well. And then I got my first blicky from the gang, and, that's why they call me Freckles. What just happened? Right? And we see the teacher. She's on the phone whispering like this. Okay? Now, we thought this was the end of a very interesting class, but we were just getting started. Because as soon as that bell rang, we all ran outside to go to our lockers when everyone starts to crowd around Juniors and I's. Okay? Because there was the school cop and a real policeman going through his locker, throwing shit out, okay? Little baggies, little blondes, little this, green, white, all of it. And Junior's just standing there like this. And as soon as those two cops see him, he books it, right? They're running after him. The whole school is running after the cops to see what's going on. But when they step outside, okay, Junior's on the phone running back and forth. Yo, guys, get me right now. I'm in trouble. We're in trouble. Let's go. The ops are here. But unfortunately for Frex, his friends did not come fast enough because the two cops tackle him down, arrest him, throw him out that cop car, and we never seen him at school since. Now, because of that day, I wasn't so sure if I wanted to get lunch with him, but the curiosity got the best of me. And when Junior showed up at that seafood restaurant, girl, I was surprised all over again. Because there's no more Nike Tech with Jordans. He was wearing a fitted suit, leather shoes, and a blinged out watch. I go, Junior, what's happened to you? He goes, Jackie, more than you could even imagine. But before we could even get into the meat of it, I was honestly a little bit disappointed. Because his phone starts buzzing like crazy. He goes, yo, I'll be there in like a couple minutes. Okay, keep it safe. Right? He goes, I'll be back. And I watch him through the restaurant window go straight into this white Cadillac and exchange a little something from another person. I really thought this man, might have changed, but clearly I was wrong. Or so I thought. So I'm like, Junior, do you still do that same thing you were doing in high school? Is that your business? He goes, no, Jackie, I was just grabbing my work phone, okay? I left it at the office. I was 16 then. I didn't want to make my dad see mistakes. Actually, after I dropped out of school, things weren't going so well, and I got into a little bit of trouble following my dad's footsteps until I changed everything after I met this man who put me back on the right track. Huh? Right? I wanted to know more about this, but before I could, this waiter comes over, and I've seen Junior in a brand new light. He goes, sir, it's so good to see you again. Congratulations on the new hotel. I'm like, what hotel? He goes, Jackie, that's my business now. I opened up, these luxury hotels all over the country. I go, hold on a second. Run me back for the last time I seen you, okay? And what he told me, I couldn't believe. It was the man I met was like my mentor, okay? He helped me, get a new life, get a real job, and build who I am now because he pointed out a problem that I had that I didn't even notice. I go, what, right? He goes, well, no one was taking me seriously because the way that I dressed and the way that I acted and the way that I spoke. And I just came off a little bit too strong for most people. So he helped me work on my communication skills. And I did it all through this app called Gleam, Gleam, that gave me all the exercise I needed to become who I am now. Because now whenever I'm in a meeting, everyone listens to what I have to say. I was so impressed, right? Because I never knew Junior could do this 180 like this. So we continue lunch, having the time of our lives, when our past starts to creep up with us. Because we hear, yo, Frex. As we turn around, we see one of Junior's old friends.